Ooh, got a lift at last. I'm now at Birch motorway service station north of Manchester. Picked up by a couple of lads called Peter and Paul, wide boys I think, but I'll tell you their story in a minute. But this was my next reading, but it's just for them. For Peter and Paul of Rochdale, I think, or wherever, New York or somewhere, I don't know. The parable of the lost sheep. Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering round to hear him, but the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Does he not leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." I tell you that in the same way there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. Amen. They couldn't make me out. They thought I was a complete nutter. They said, "Why don't I get a proper job?" I said, I'm working, I'm a Christian. I said, "I'm blessing." Peter and Paul. I hope they look this up. I gave them my YouTube address. They're scamming some other Indian scammer or something. I have no idea. Better not go into all that. Right, well, it's a lovely sunny afternoon. I'm at another motorway service station, thank heavens at last. And life goes on, really. Have another cup of tea. They said their mother had been shot in the back of the head in Sri Lanka. So why believe in God? Well, I met a chap on the number 113 bus in London some many years ago, but we just got chatting, and it turned out that was him, that's Israeli, been in the military and all the rest of his son, etc. But he lost 50 members of his family in the Holocaust. He was Jewish, obviously. And that was his reason for not believing in God. And, well, what can I say? For me, the one that troubles my soul is I was in South Africa, a town called Middelburg, and this one little child who had the body the size of a 6-month-old, but he was actually 2. We found his birth papers. Age. They'd locked him in a cupboard to try and get rid of him. So he had no language. So 2 years old, right? 2 years old. I used to carry him about the house, so he just went, "Ma." That's just one child I mentioned. But there are countless stories of little ones who are brought into the world and just sort of little lights go out. If I were God, I would ban all babies dying in my arms. I would. Be my first edict. This was years ago too. You never forget stuff like that. I've seen other babies die too, but that particular one I knew. And I watched him for 6 months just going down and try and do stuff. And I buggered that. We christened him Luke after Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Luke was the physician, the healer. Had no name, we called him Luke. I love you, my Lord, with all my heart, and all my soul, and all my life.